This is going to be another review, but before I go any further, I want to thank all of you. I really do, for getting me to 1,000 subscribers. I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. I really mean that. You guys are just awesome. I honest to God did not think that I was going to make 1,000 subscribers when I just started out doing this. So I want to thank all of you for for helping me get to 1,000 subscribers. I really don't know what to do. I thought of doing a special video, but I couldn't think of anything. And when I did try something, it kind of fell flat. But yeah. So sorry guys, all I can do is give you a thank you. I hope that's enough for all of you. But yeah, on to the review. This is another Superman-Batman book. This was the one that I really wanted to get, The Search for Kryptonite, written by Michael Green and Mike Johnson, artwork by Sean Davis and Matt Banning. Excuse me. Search for Kryptonite. Wow. This was good. I really enjoyed this. I probably like this more than the Supergirl story, and the Supergirl story was really good. I'm actually starting to, the more and more I read more of these Superman-Batman stories, the more I want to get more of them. Right now, the next ones on my list is Worship and Superman, Batman, Enemies Among Us, and Public Enemies. Those are the next three. I don't know about the other ones, but those are the three. But yeah, I've been liking more and more of these Superman-Batman stories. I've been kind of keeping away from them because they don't have much continuity. But the more I'm reading, the more I read more of these Superman-Batman books, is that it feels like a good comic book story. It feels like you don't have to read continuity to read the world's I'm just going to call it World's Finest book. To read a World's Finest book, we got two iconic comic book characters, and they're just stories, not much continuity to them. Different writers every time. It's cool to keep the book fresh with different writers. The fact that that there's not much continuity of these books is actually a good thing in my opinion. Originally during the Jeff Loeb run, which is good. I like the Jeff Loeb stuff, but the Jeff Loeb stuff had continuity with the DC Universe, but recently it's been like you can just go into this book without much continuity to it, and it's fine. I really like that idea of having just reading a comic book without going, well, how did this happen, or when did this happen, or originally, back when Jeff Loeb started writing the book, it had continuity to it, but now you don't have to read it like, oh, it's just Superman and Batman fighting bad guys, okay. But anyway, yeah, that's why I'm starting to like the World's Finest book. What was I going to say? Anyway, let's get on to the review itself. Now, the story itself is basically, if you read the title, yeah, that's basically what you're going to get. Superman and Batman looking for Kryptonite on Earth. After Superman... What starts out is actually a funny start, is that Superman and Batman are watching a movie about themselves, or watching a production crew making a movie about them, and Bruce just thinks this is just completely ridiculous, and he just thinks this is just god-awful, and Superman is just getting a kick out of it, because the actor who playing Batman calls himself Lance, and he claims that, because they completely get Batman's origin wrong, because no one knows much about Batman, so they can just make up anything. And Superman just thinks it's hilarious because the actor playing Batman, his character's name is Lance, and he has a lab on the moon. He had an abusive mother. He had a sister who's in a coma. So they just make up all these random things, and Batman he actually calls it crap. Batman just says it's crap, and Superman just thinks and Clark just thinks this is funny to no end. But during the event, Livewire attacks. Livewire attacks the set, trying to hold hostage the actors, and Clark and Bruce step in, and what happens is that Livewire hits a container holding actual kryptonite. The director wanted authenticity and wanted actual kryptonite in the movie, and some of the shards dig into Superman, and he goes down. Batman takes out Livewire, and he gets Wally to take him to the fortress. where Alfred does surgery and takes out all the kryptonite, and he's out. Superman's actually out for 3 days. He has to heal for 3 days. Batman also has a sense of humor in here. He has a bit of a sense. Bruce has a sense of humor in some ways in here. Bruce. What happens is that one of the kryptonite shards hit Clark in the eye, and he has to wear an eye patch. And he goes looking for Batman in Gotham, and he flies over to him, and he actually asks Clark. He's like, Bruce, like, Batman, I need your help for something. And Bruce says, no, Clark, you can't have my pirate ship. That's so out of character, but I just think that was just so funny. It's also cool because Bruce was actually going to beat the crap out of a criminal, but Superman just swoops in, takes the guy to swoops in, takes the guy to jail, and comes back and is like, I stopped you before you could do more damage. And it's funny because as Superman's talking to Batman about how he wants to get rid of kryptonite all over the world, Batman's on patrol, and he's beating up criminals, taking out other guys, and Superman's just talking like, this and that. There's some humor to this book, but it doesn't override it. The other thing that's cool about it is that it feels like a good Silver Age, World's Finest book, like something you'd see in the 60s or 70s. I really like that idea, because this is such a campy idea, but it's done very well. There's some great action. They actually fight Aquaman in here. And actually, Clark gets a cool Kryptonite suit. It looks really badass. I really think that's cool. Sean Davis's artwork is fantastic. I'll say that right now. Sean Davis is a really great artist, especially drawing, Superman and Batman. Some great action scenes. Amanda Waller. God, I want to punch her. If you give me a list of people I really despise in comics, but you just love to hate them, is Amanda Waller. She's on that list. Man. But yeah. This was really good. I mean, there's even a Kryptonite Doomsday in here. There's a Doomsday with Kryptonite on him. And there's actually a really cool fight between him and Superman. Thought that was cool. And it really shows, this is a really cool story of how, Superman and Batman really have each other's backs. This is a cool way to show that, like, their brotherhood. Because at the end, Clark trusts Bruce to keep all the kryptonite. I'm sorry I'm going to spoil that right now, but the comic's been out for a while, so you can still pick it up. But yeah, Clark asked Bruce to hold the last piece of kryptonite on Earth in case something happened to him. And what happens is that we find out that Bruce is stockpiling kryptonite all in his Batcave, undetected by Clark. He has stockpiled all the kryptonite on Earth in his Batcave. I think that's really cool. I mean, that's a little betrayal of trust, but Bruce says, I hope I never use this on him. And I think that's a really cool idea. I really like the whole, I love the whole brotherhood between Bruce and Clark in this book, that, Bruce has always got Clark's back, and Clark has always got Bruce's back. And it shows that, who else would Superman trust with all the world's kryptonite? Who did Clark trust more than the person he calls a brother? That just makes so much sense that he would only trust Batman. So I think that's really cool. There is one scene, however, that bugs me, and I know it's meant to be just funny, but it's just ridiculously stupid. They go into a supernatural bar, and the Phantom Stranger gives them a enchanted piece of kryptonite, the moon, like some celestial kryptonite, and it does something to Superman, and he's just like high. Superman becomes a stoner, and it's supposed to be funny, but it got annoying after a little while. It is the dialogue that Stone Superman, Stoner Man, as I called him, as Stone, he actually he starts sniffing. He's like, dudes, we gotta go to North Dakota. There's someone making brownies. I thought that was awesome. But it did get a little tiresome. That's the only problem you're going to hit in this book, is that Superman, acts stoned on the Magic K. I thought it would be something profound, but No. We also get more explanation on the Kryptonite. We get like gold Kryptonite robs Superman of his powers. Red Kryptonite makes him unpredictable. Black Kryptonite makes him insane. We get a good explanation of most of the Kryptonite in here. This is a good. In fact, you don't really have to read continuity. All you have to know it's Superman, Batman, and they're fighting everybody. I mean, there's even a point where they take on Aquaman. They take on Aquaman underwater, and Aquaman actually proves a good point when he takes they take the Kryptonite, and he said, you think this is helping people, but who's going to save us from you? If that ever comes. And I don't think it's Arthur Curry. It's Arthur Joseph Curry, who I didn't like as Aquaman. I don't think that's Arthur Curry. I'm pretty sure it's not. It was Arthur, the second Aquaman, who I don't think anyone liked. Not a lot of people liked him, but Arthur Curry. It wasn't Arthur Curry, but it is a good fight sequence between him, Aquaman. He takes on both Superman and Batman. I mean, that's awesome. But he's still not my favorite Aquaman. This is a really, really good book. I say pick it up. You don't have to read a lot of continuity. There's not a lot of continuity in here. Like I said, Superman and Batman books are good for first readers. Excluding the Jeff Loeb run, as much as I love it, there is continuity there, so you might have to get those. But the other ones after his Jeff Loeb run, after Jeff Loeb's run, you can go and check out these other books because they're all in their own little stories. So you can pretty much enjoy them, because it seems like also that for the most part they have some really good artists on these books. Like I said, Sean Davis, love his artwork. Michael Turner, before he died, did the Supergirl story. His artwork is fantastic to look at. There's also Dustin Nagayan. He did a story in this book, in this series. Some really, really good artists have been in this book. So writers have been good. They have actually had some good writers here and there, but yeah, this is a really, really good book. It's Silver Age. It's a good Silver Age story. Really strong Silver Age story. There's a lot of action. Good follow-up to who else has Kryptonite. I'm not going to say who else is carrying Kryptonite, but you will be surprised. There's the good fight with Superman and Kryptonite Doomsday, or as he's called in here, All-American Boy. There's just so much good with this book. I mean, it feels like a good classic team-up book. It's a good classic, really good classic team-up book. Just really fun. The writing and artwork go together nicely. There's not much more I can say about it. I mean, I picked this book up. It's a really good Superman book, a Superman and Batman book. And like I said, I think I'm going to pick up more of these books. I'm going to pick up a lot more of these World's Finest books, because I'm really enjoying them. I first picked up Supergirl. Now I got the Search for Kryptonite. Now I'm going to go look for Enemies Among Us and Public Enemies. And what was the last one? Oh yeah, Worship. So those are the next ones, because those are stories that I really wanted to see in actual Superman Batman books, especially the Worship. That's a story. The story in there is something I've wanted to see for the longest time happen in a Superman book. The storyline in there. So, and once again, guys, I think I'm done with the review here. But once again, guys, I want to thank all of you for helping me get to 1,000 subscribers. I cannot thank you guys enough. Thank you all so much. I really, really do feel honored to have you guys help me with that. But yeah, I'm out.